Hey guys, how you doing? Well, I'm continuing on my story of what I thought about my university and yeah, what I thought of the course. So basically, what happened was I actually started university a couple of weeks before. Sorry, a couple of weeks after my mother passed away, and I won't go into too much details about the last few months because it was pretty emotional. Mum was basically bedbound. I mean, she couldn't, just going from the bedroom to the lounge room took all of her energy, and she was on an oxygen machine pretty much 24/7 by then. And I was there with her to the end, and I remember the night before in the hospital, just before she passed away, we basically did say goodbye. She was coming in and out of consciousness. She wasn't in any pain. And I was like sleeping in the bed next to her, and next minute I heard this laughing like a little, like a teenager laugh, like a really giggle. It was just incredible. I was like woke up. So not that I was sleeping that much, but I woke up and it was my mum, and she was just laughing like I've never ever heard her laugh before. It was like it was the most funniest or the most exciting funniest thing she'd ever seen. And I said, "Mum, are you alright? Are you okay?" And she didn't even look at me, but she looked up towards the ceiling and she said, they're here," like this, like in an excited, happy voice. And next minute I just got goosebumps all up my arms. It was like, oh my goodness, it's like there's spirits here, like they're in the room. They're coming from my mum. And it was the biggest sense of relief for me to know that she was going to be alright, and that there was someone or many had come to get her. Anyway, basically just after that she lost consciousness again, and that was it. A couple of hours later she was gone. And it's the most humbling and the most saddest experience all rolled into one. Um, Nothing can prepare you for it when you lose one of your parents, and I was glad that I was there for her, and I'm glad that she wasn't in any pain. So that was that. And so the next week she was just buried, and I organised everything for that, and my brother and family and all the relatives came, and I actually did the eulogy as well. I held it together right to the last minute, and it was pouring down rain. I'd never seen it so heavy. It was just bucketing down, and we're out by the grave site, and it was just pouring rain, and I'm giving my speech, and then I got to the last sentence, and then all of a sudden I just felt this feeling just come over me, and I just lost it. It was just like I just couldn't stop. After that I was just like a mess, because I was thinking to myself while I was saying it, okay, don't cry, hold it back, you're nearly there, and then all of a sudden it just came. So that was that. And then basically 2 weeks after that I moved 4 hours drive away from Innisfail to a place called Townsville, and that's where the university was. And my brother actually lived in Townsville, and I was staying with him and his wife until I organised my own accommodation. They said, come and stay with us for 6 months and sort yourself out, and then you can, if you want to find your own place, that'd be great. And that's what I did. I moved in with them, and I started uni. And it was really weird being back at school again. I mean, it was a lot different. and I was a mature age student, and there was only 2 other ladies that were mature age students as well. The rest were just straight from school. So I really didn't have a lot in common with them, and I pretty much, when I first started attending, just talking to the mature age students, because we were on different levels, and we were all practicing artists. So the workload was it was intense, but not as intense as I expected, in the first couple of weeks. I had printmaking, painting, drawing, sculpture, art history. Was that all of them? Oh, and you had to take another subject if you were going to be a school teacher. So I took drama, because I was thinking I would prefer to teach drama than English, because no thank you. So that's what I took. But the thing that really I was disappointed with the university was that for each of my subjects we had to keep a visual journal of our projects, our assignments. So, in this book we had to write all of our ideas, diagrams, write notes, and we had to keep a visual journal for each of those subjects. And I'm not a visual diary type person or an artist, and I don't usually use them that often. Most of my ideas, like I'm an intuitive painter, they come straight out on the canvas or the paper or whatever I'm working on. But to actually sit down and plan through what you're going to do, and I understand the discipline behind it, and I do understand the concept, but it was a struggle at first, because and me and the other mature age students were thinking the same thing. But for the kids that just came from school, it was great, because it was like, it's what they were used to doing. And I remember handing my the first module for printmaking, and when I got my mark back, I was shocked, because I've always excelled in art. I've never had to try too hard to get good marks, and the actual print I got a great mark for, but the visual diary is what I just scraped a pass. And I couldn't believe it. I went and approached the lecturer and said, "Hey, what's going on here?" And she goes, "Well, you haven't written enough ideas, and you haven't clearly marked it in step-by-step process, and you haven't put enough pictures into it and enough little images." And she just said, "Have a look at some of the other students' work for an example." And I went and had a look at some of the kids straight from school and their examples, and they had like 30 little pictures drawn and coloured in perfectly, and written little notes all the way through, so it was like a pretty little scrapbook type thing, and that's so not me. But I do understand the process behind it. So after that I did basically give them what they wanted, but it was for each subject we had to do this, and it was really, really disappointing. And I remember for printmaking, for the first project we were doing basic screen prints, and we could do up to 5 colour screen print separation, and everyone was doing butterflies and flowers and stuff like this, but no. What do? Gary does a superhero with, basically he does like a gay superhero with this Superman type body, with this big muscular body, and he's got like muscles, and you can see all of the goods. And so anyway, I will find an example of this print, but it was a hit. The lecturer, after I'd done that print, absolutely, I was a teacher's pet, and I sold all the prints. Like, lecturers were buying the prints, students were buying the prints. So that was my thing. Well, I thought, well, I'm going to make art that sells here at university to help pay for my art supplies. And that's what I did. Anyway, stay tuned to the next part where I want to talk a bit more about the actual course. Later.